Right, welcome to day 95. And today we're moving into the one of the final layers in the multidimensional detox, the mental layer. So I'm Sara Marie. I am exploring human potential through my own experience, through my own existence. And in a Indiana Jones like manner, I am exploring the universe. And I report my findings on this YouTube channel. So if you enjoy my content, please like and subscribe. That would make me super happy. I have also opened up ways to work with me, and you can find it all in the descriptions below. So, the mental layer. I think have you ever heard the saying, your ego is not your amigo? So the ego and the mind is not the same thing, but it's like top oriented. And the mental layer, I would say, is probably one of the most complicated obstacles that people have in their lives without even knowing about it. Because the mind is working, it's like you have different roles in the body, the body is also a compilation of different energies and different parts that has different functionalities and different purposes. And sometimes it's not always 100% aligned. So the mind is one of these kind of loose cannons that gets out of hand very quickly. It's like you have this unruly, stupid coworker that if you're not keeping it on a very tight leash, it's going to create a lot of unwanted situations. And the mind is difficult in that sense because it puts us in, so the way that the mind works that creates difficulties for us, that I see from an energetical point of view, is that the mind comes in with a position. So it decides that it works in a certain way. It could be an idea of how social media works, if the neighbor is nice or not nice, anything. It has an idea, and then that idea rules the whole body. So the mind can have, depending on the standpoint and the position that the mind takes in order to protect, it also creates, so this standpoint has certain values, certain frequencies, certain patterns, certain behaviors connected to it. It has a way to communicate. It has a frequency in the communication. It has words that is connected to this frequency. So the expression of this standpoint, the physical or like the material expression of that standpoint, has a huge effect on the body, because the body becomes like a puppet under the master of the mind. And then the body starts to produce that frequency inside of the system based on that position. And that's where the problems start, because if you have a position that puts your body in a state where it's not aligning with life in itself, so the life force that is trying to come through us aligns with the creator. And when we have standpoints that is positioning from the mind, that puts us most often in something that is not that. It usually puts us in a lower and worse position than that we are God's creation and that you are the creator, and that that you can change anything in your life, and that anything is possible, and that love is real, and God is good. All of that is difficult to believe in. So to protect what we need to protect in order to keep that standpoint, because if we would change the chemistry in the system, the belief system would change. So that's the beauty. If you alchemize the frequency inside, then your level of consciousness, your awareness, and your frequency and your way that you look at things will automatically change, because the force of the body becomes stronger than the power of the mind. Because we also decide that we want to align with the greater good for all. And as we do that, then the negativity kind of falls off by itself. But when we come from a standpoint in the mind, then none of that is possible. It's like we close the gate because we have reasons to defend this positioning for different. Yes, it's because of this and this and this. So the mind also chooses a position, and then it finds the proof to back it up, and so it doesn't really matter if the mind is right, because as long as we decide that it's like it's like a deadlock. It's when the mind is fixed in a certain position, then nothing. It's just impossible to expand beyond that point, beyond that limit. So if we have a lot of positioning from the mental layer, then we have automatically put limits on how can we expand, what is possible for me. And that is all it is. What is possible for me, and how much do I actually believe that anything is possible for me? Because if I truly believe it, then I will act like it. Then I will speak like it. I will express as if anything was possible. And because I express and live as if anything is possible, anything becomes possible. Because it is the sum of my own belief and my own experience of my existence that creates the reality that I'm living in. And the mental layer just completely closes that door, because the mental layer, the mind is not supposed to make that decision. It's like having, there should not be anyone on that position. The position doesn't exist. So the mind has kind of given itself, the mind acts like we all fear that AI is going to act, that it's going to be the superior, decision maker, or that it's going to become the well of the truth. That is what we've given the mind. It's like, no. The mind is good at this and this and this, not all of these things. No. That's how the world works, how you work, how good you are. All of this, the mind is here to solve problems and to find problems. That's why it also can create problems. So there's this saying, before you, oh no, I don't even remember it, but before you believe that you're, I don't know, maybe you're surrounded by idiots or something like that. It's like, before you make a huge decision, just like maybe check in with the mind if this is a real thing. Because the mind is so strong, it's so powerful, because it also creates realities. So if you have a false position, you will start to create that position. That's what's going to manifest. And that's when it becomes a problem. It's not the problem that you have the thought, it's that you believe the thought. So if the mind can just be the mind and we just don't give it too much power, then you use it, so you work with it. You work with the mind. But when you stop the thoughts, that is also the gateway to the infinite possibilities. So if we look at contrast, like if we have thoughts here, then what is this? And this is the silence. This is the space in between where everything becomes possible, where everything is born. So if that is that, then what is this? If there's ultimate contrast. And the silence is the gateway to everything. I can be super excited and kind of super convinced and very like straight to the point. And I think people might, experience me as in a type of way. And then I have the complete opposite that is just like, there's just no end to the depth because there's silence. So we're everything in between, but it's about moving between the contrasts, knowing what is what and what does what. So it's not that the mind is bad, because we wouldn't have one if, we use it all the time. But we should only use it to what it's very good at. And then leave the rest up to the parts of the body that are truly connected. So behind the mind, there's a treasure. That's the silence. And it keeps us occupied. And it's like it's blocking the awareness, it's blocking the gateway by all these positions about how the world works, what's true for me, what's true for you, who am I, who are you, what are we doing here? And then everything in between, all the things, all the opinions, all the judgment, all the this, all the that, all of that is blocking the gateway to the silence. And then you have emotions, because the mind is creating so much of what we don't want. 90% negative, 90% repetitive. There's something negative on repeat, and that sends a frequency to the whole system all the time, all the time, all the time, all the time, all the time. So really slowing down the mind and really having a look at what role does the mind play? How does it work in conjunction with my voice of reason, my intuition, my heart, my different emotions, my belief systems? How, like, what is what, and what is allowing to guide me, and when? So if we look at that, then there's so much that opens up from that space. That is a truly powerful self-mastery, to be able to unlock the gates to the silence. All right, that's it for today. Thank you so much. I'm doing good. Thank you for asking. I'm practicing keeping my hair out, but I think I look weird. So I'm practicing to look weird. So I do that sometimes. I stop making my lashes. I stop coloring my hair. I just go all natural, just to tune in to see, where am I? Like, to not be attached to how I look, to not be attached to just not be stuck in some sort of routine or something. So if I feel like I look completely different with my hair down, like completely different. And I also notice I've been gaining a little bit of water the last couple of days. So something's happening in the system. And something's happening in the system. Okay, I am going to log off. Please like and subscribe, and join me in the conversation. If you have any questions, drop them in the comments or contact me through the form. And I've opened up for private sessions. The 10 first are 33% off with the code SUMMER. So that's open. All info below. Have a beautiful day, and I'll see you somewhere on the channel tomorrow. Ciao.